Romain Grosjean survived a horror crash in Formula 1 and now, almost 5 years later, he gets to drive the Haas car again. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Racing, and the good news is Romain Grosjean is back in an F1 car for the first time since his miraculous escape from a fireball crash in the 2020 Bahrain Grand Prix with his old team Haas. Grosjean, since then, has not competed in Formula 1. He's not been in a Formula 1 car, but he's back in it now. But yeah, remember that crash, man? That was insane. That was insane. Grosjean, the car up in flames. It could have ended in an absolute disaster. Thankfully, it did not. He ended up missing the rest of the season, which is not really a surprise, to be honest. And then after that, he was replaced. He was no longer part of the Haas team. However, at the age of 39 years old, Romain Grosjean has been given the opportunity to drive a Formula 1 car for perhaps the last time, as he took part in the Mugello circuit practice on Friday, with Haas providing their 2023 challenger, the FF23, under F1's testing of previous cars. TPC rules for him to drive, and we got to see Romain Grosjean driving the old Haas car, which was very nice to see him having one more opportunity to be able to get in an F1 car and show what he can do before probably bowing out of, not necessarily motorsport, but definitely bowing out of Formula 1, I think, for the last time. Speaking at the test, Grosjean thanked Gene Haas and team boss Ayo Komatsu for the opportunity. He said, quote, "It was a wet day, but as we say with a wedding, rainy wedding, happy wedding. So it was a rainy day, happy day, fantastic. Just a bit rusty at first, but then everything came back. Even got to do a standing start, and guess what? My last standing start was Bahrain 2020. So this time it turned out to be way better. Very grateful. Very unique opportunity. Getting to see some of the people that were in Australia 2016, has his first race, and get to drive the new generation of car. It was fantastic, and I'm very grateful." End of quote. So yeah, very good to see that. And Grosjean even went on to say that he was crying at the end of the practice. But yeah, very lucky, very fortunate to survive that horror crash back in Bahrain almost 5 years ago, and now we get to see Grosjean back in a Haas car. It's nice. It's nice to see. And, you know, Grosjean, he's one of these drivers that gets a lot of criticism. I actually thought he was a decent driver. I thought he had decent pace. You know, underrated. I think he'll go down as one of these drivers that were, you know, not very good. But I actually did enjoy Grosjean. I thought he was all right. He was never world champion material, but I thought he was decent, especially when he was Kimi's teammate at Lotus, and you know he racked up a decent amount of points. Yeah, he wasn't a top tier driver, but he certainly, you know, did well, and he was in F1 for a long time. Not many. He was in F1 for almost a decade, and you don't normally last in F1 for a decade if you're not a good driver. So yeah, shout out to Romain Grosjean for getting one last chance in an F1 car, and again, thankful that he was okay after that horror shunt in Bahrain. But yeah, Grosjean drives an F1 car for the last time, and yeah, can Max Verstappen win the title? That remains to be seen. Going to put a poll up in the channel and get your guys' answers to that. But anyway, guys, that's it. Catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.